Steve Cowling from BRP. Talk to us about this new 850 E-TEC engine.
Well, Gord, this is a new motor for us, completely new from the ground up. It's designed to be an E-TEC from the word go. It's got a completely new crankshaft assembly starting at the bottom here. Forged cranks, so it's a two-piece crankshaft. The forged crank is very similar to automotive and four-stroke technology, but it's in a two-stroke. So the advantage behind that is the durability built into the bottom end of the motor is already there. You've got great big supports for the PTO end crankshaft right here. You'll notice that these are roller bearings, not ball bearings, but roller bearings out here supporting the crankshaft. The oil is delivered directly to these bearings, goes through those, forced through centrifugal force back out here to lubricate the lower end bearing. From there, it leaches up to lubricate the top end and the cylinder walls itself. So again, this is another four-stroke and diesel technology stuff. We're directly lubricating the bearings here, directly lubricating the big end bearing, and then take care of the cylinder wall and the piston.
And you have a new complete two-piece crank this year. Let's put that.
Well, the forged crank, the nice thing about it is it's one solid piece per cylinder, so it doesn't flex, doesn't twist, stays very robust in design and solid. And what you do is you end up with a connecting rod that's like this. It's a fractured rod design, similar again to four strokes, whether it be a motorcycle, car, or even maybe some outboards have been constructed like this in the past. Very durable design. Again, the idea is longevity, durability, and high performance too at the same time. We've lost 15% of the inertia that it takes to spin this motor by designing the crankshaft, the stator, and the P-drive clutch together. So they spool up much faster. That's one of the main highlights of this motor also.
And your new injection system. You got your injection system is closer to the cylinder.
Well, what's unique about this motor is we're using two injection systems. We're using the direct injection up top here, which people have come to inspect from an E-TEC. That's what it's all about. So you're directly injected right into the combustion chamber, okay? What we've done is we've added booster injectors back here in the throttle bodies. Okay, so when you need the additional fuel from snapping open the throttle really quickly and you want that quick response, the booster injectors come into play. At the very top end, they also add a little more fuel for that extra horsepower at the top speed where you need to deliver the fuel quicker and more efficiently.
And this motor is, you say, an inch and a bit narrower than the previous 800 motor. How did you do that?
It's 1.6 inches narrower, and what we did mostly was to redesign the stator, or the magneto assembly here. You'll notice on this side of the motor, there's very little space taken up by the magneto assembly. So it stays very tight right up against the cylinder. That's where most of the width was lost in this motor. Otherwise than that, it's just optimizing everything in between there too.
And you have a new coating system on your cylinders and new piston.
Correct. Here's the new piston right here. And you'll notice there's a steel insert surrounding the ring itself. Okay, it's a steel carrier for the ring. That creates, it's a very solid, robust design to make sure that the ring doesn't vibrate within the aluminum piston. So that helps the piston last a lot longer, prevents any blow-by on the rings, therefore making the whole assembly of the piston last much longer for the consumer. Also inside here in the cylinders, we have a plasma coating on the cylinder walls. This is an iron and steel based plasma coating. It's not a chrome based like a Nikasil has been in the past. It's a little more durable and it holds oil better. It's a more porous design, so it holds oil and lubricates the piston very well.
And this is your new stator. Is there anything new with the stator?
It's much skinnier. It's much skinnier. You'll notice that on the flywheel itself here too. What we've got is a ring gear built into the flywheel. So we use a motorcycle style starting system or an ATV style starting system, and we power the starter off of the flywheel rather than having a separate ring gear on the clutch. Again, all of that designed to reduce inertia. And if you look over here, you'll see our starter system. The starter motor itself is smaller in size, and we're using reduction gears to eventually power the flywheel. So it takes a little less energy to make the whole system start.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Fred.